When you organize materials in a project estimate, you may need more options for organizing materials than what the phase and usage of the products offer. In today's tooltip, we'll discuss alternate codes, an additional code that offers more sorting options to a report. I'm going to select Tools, Analyze, Generate Project Estimate. In the Generate Project Estimate dialog box, it lists all the materials used in a project according to the report template style that you select. The standard report form template organizes the materials by location. You can see the headers for each section are the location names, and it gives a straight list of what is used on that location. If I change the report form template to quote generator, the materials reorganize. Each heading now becomes a little more complex. Now I can see ground floor floor system and ground floor wall framing. It has grouped items by number, followed by their location and by their phase. It was able to do this because this report template is sorted by the alternate code. The alternate code allows you to combine a series of values together for sorting purposes. Let's look at the alternate code and how it can sort elements in our project into more refined groups. I'm going to select one of the walls in our project. Right-click and select Properties. In the Walls dialog box, I see the Quantity tab. Here we can see the variables phase and usage that the standard report form used to organize the items. If I click on the phase, a button appears that allows me to select a new phase. Phases are just names of boxes that we want to throw materials in to keep them organized and arranged to have delivered on site. Each one of these phases also has a number associated to it, and we can use the number to also help us organize the boxes of materials. Another variable that is associated to every element is alt code. If I select the alt code, a button appears that will give me access to alter it. I select the button. The Define Formula dialog box appears. An alternate code is a formula, an equation of how you want materials to report. I'll break the default alternate code into sections so we can understand what it is saying and how that affects how elements are organized in the material list. The first section of the formula says, if a material phase is set to floor system or wall framing or ceiling construction, those materials we want to organize by their location number, their phase ID number, their location, and then finally by their phase name. So if I look at the material list, we can see that 200 ground floor floor system is a group heading. It followed the rules of the alternate code. The phase for these materials was set to floor system. So it first listed the location number, 2, then the phase number, 00, then the location name of ground floor, and then the phase floor system. The next group heading followed the alternate rules too. The items in this phase are set to wall framing, so they get organized by their location number, 2, their phase ID, 10, their location name, ground floor, and their phase, wall framing. Looking at the first group heading, 010, Foundation Construction, it doesn't follow these rules because the elements in this group don't have the phase, floor system, wall framing, or ceiling construction. So they follow the last part of the alt code rule. Any material that doesn't have those phases just list the phase ID and the phase. So when you create an if statement, you list what the rule is for the if. In our case, if materials have the phase, floor system, wall framing, or ceiling construction, and you put that rule in brackets. After the bracket, you put a comma that marks the start of the instructions for what happens to those items that are part of the if statement. We group them according to their location number, phase ID location, and phase. After that, we put a comma and start instructions for those elements that aren't in the if rules. In our example, we just organize them by phase ID and phase. If you need to alter how elements are organized in material lists to follow your shipping rules, change the alternate code for elements in your catalog. I hope that makes your work easier.